What's up to everybody? What's up to everybody in Phoenix and Grandel, Phoenix, Arizona, and Glendale, Arizona. Like this is where I'm at in life right now. I'm in a holding pattern, stuck in just the most, you know what I mean, a very painful place in life because of my physical surroundings. But it's almost over. It ain't nothing but a thing. But I'm sitting here, laying here, just thinking back on my life. And I remember when I used to live at, 39th and Bethany, Cavalier Drive. You know what I mean? And what's up to everybody from Cavalier Drive and from from our hood, dude, from our hood in West Phoenix. And right on the border, bro. Beautiful place to grow up. That square mile that we lived. And no, that's not that square mile. From Grand Avenue and 43rd. Damn, I had people all over, dude. What am I talking about? That whole fucking area. Maryville, Alhambra, the Alhambra district of Phoenix, Arizona, down to Van Buren. I had homies from Mini Park. I had homies from Mini Park. Shit, I had homies from Southside Posse to Dupa Villa to Southside 35th to Westside City to Wedgewood Chicanos to Los Cuatros Mipas, everywhere, bro. East side, west side, south side, north side, bro. I had homeboys everywhere. Phoenix, the metropolitan Phoenix area, Scottsdale, Tempe, that whole fucking city, bro. But I'm just laying back reminiscing and like what I can remember. The Carne Asada, I can't remember the name of it. The Carne Asada that used to sit on it probably still does. Rose Lane and 43rd Avenue. That was my spot, bro. That was my spot, man. I would go there when I was all stressed out and I'd just get an orange Fanta. You know what I mean? At this point, it was like that transitional place in my life. You know what I mean? I was getting introduced. I remember the first time I was introduced to Cartel Connects was in my shop class, either my freshman or my sophomore year. These two cats had approached me, these two Pisces had approached me wearing Malverde tags. And it was me, it was homeboy whose dad was in the Dirty Dozen. I'm going to say his name, you know what I mean? Dexter and him threw hands one time. And me, him, my other homeboy that I grew up skateboarding with. And I remember I was with my homeboy that I skateboarded with, and these two Pisces approached me. And I remember my homeboy that I skateboarded with was like, he was alarmed, dude. He was like, whoa, you good, man? You good? And I said, yeah, bro, I got this. I realized they were trying to make the introduction, you know what I mean, the connection. And so me and them two dudes went off by ourselves, and we spoke. And I remember looking back at my homeboy, he was just watching us like a hawk, dude. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, yo, I wonder what's going through his head, dude. Would he kill for me if he had to? And but in my head, I'm like, nah, I'd never ask him to do that anyway. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, but he was watching me like that. I can remember that. He was super concerned, and it was, yo, this dude loves me, man. This dude loves me, and I love him too. You know what I mean? We had our issues when we were younger. That's what it was, because the gangster shit, man, people always wanted me to be that gangster, and I can't blame it on them, but they latched onto it, and they didn't realize how much pain it was causing me. And one person had mentioned it. He was like, yo, all the dudes that, latch onto you, they don't really love you, bro, because if they did, they wouldn't be, what's the word? Encouraging you. They wouldn't be encouraging you to be a gangster, man. You know what I mean? And this dude had said that this was the guy I shared that I robbed his house when I did a lethal dose of cocaine and heroin, trying to kill myself. And I came to robbing this dude's house. But he had said that to me one time. And he's the only person that ever said something like that to me. And yeah, you know what the crazy thing is? Since that time happened, I called that dude up. I was like, yo, I'll fall on my sword, bro. I'll just, turn myself in right now and I'll admit to the crime. And he was like, no. Anyway, so for all these years, man, what happened and that occurred with him, because I love that dude. I love that dude with all my heart. It seriously, deep in my soul, hurt me because I betrayed a friend. Even though, you know what I mean, it was in a drug-induced state from trying to kill myself with cocaine and heroin. That ain't no excuse. I allowed the dysfunction of my life and all the pain that everybody else put me through. I allowed that to bleed into his life and to hurt that man. And yeah, it till this day I think about him. And then recently I only came to it. Why him? Of all the people that dude was pure. Dude was pure. He was pure. You know what I mean? That dude was a pure human being. And there's one thing I appreciate on this earth is pure human beings that don't have corruption in them and that are full of love and that are just like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? And I appreciated that dude. And I recently figured out why him, God. Why of all people to that have that happen to? Why him? And the only thing I could say is because God knew that it would hurt me the most. You know what I mean? It would teach me the deepest lesson to betray that man. And that did, dude. That lesson, it didn't matter what happened after that. From that point forward, not once did I ever even remotely come close to betraying anybody. You know what I mean? You could turn to me and you say, hey, I got $1 billion here. My girl is the flyest girl. You know what I mean? That, banging booty, everything I love, everything that I love. She could be the finest woman. Hand to God, I wouldn't touch her. Not only would I wouldn't touch her, I don't even look at her. That's your woman. I respect her. And nah. I'd rather die and eat my own fucking... Oh, sorry, I'm trying not to curse. I would rather die and eat my own gun than ever betray another human being. Now, don't get me wrong. If you betray me and screw me over, and I'm very tolerant. You know what I mean? Most of the time, people got to screw me over to the point that the pain... You know what I mean? To the point that I am like, yo, this person's got it twisted. They think something sweet here. You know what I mean? And then when that happens, yeah, they end up regretting it. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. 10 times, whatever you betrayed me, it's coming back to you tenfold. You know what I mean? And thank God I use my brain, though, and I don't get myself into them situations. But anyway, I'm sitting here reminiscing. I go off on tangents, you know what I mean? I'm indexing, codexing. I got to index and codex my life because I am working through all this stuff 100% for the first time, you know what I mean? And all these memories are coming flooding in. But yeah, I used to just go. At this point, I was in the cartel world, you know what I mean? I was already in the cartel world before that, on the outskirts, you know what I mean? I worked with dudes, but I never got deep into it. I never wanted to traffic cocaine. I mean, when I was younger, I used to traffic marijuana and hashish back between New York and Phoenix. But as far as hard drugs, acid, books of acid I would traffic, shrooms, I would traffic natural stuff, you know what I mean? All the natural stuff that I love. And not acid so much, but shrooms, marijuana, loved. One shroom, who knows? You know what I mean? Spiritual stuff, things that are spiritual. I don't advise it, you know what I mean? Everything I'm saying is for myself. I don't advocate that shit to kids. I don't advocate. It's a human journey. If people come to me and ask me about it, yeah, and I tell them, no, you don't just run out and do anything like that. It's a spiritual journey, dude. It's not something that's what people do. They abuse those drugs, and they're like, it didn't work for me. Well, yeah, because your mindset's all screwed up. You're not on a spiritual trip. You're on I want to get high and quick fix trip. You're on a quick fix trip, and there is no quick fixes when it comes to a spiritual journey. But anyway, so I used to at this point, I was knee deep, dude. I was in the Sierra Madres of Nayarit, Mexico, with people cultivating opium poppies. And I was teaching myself the chemistry to manufacture opium into morphine into heroin. And I'd hooked up with these two Nayarit gomeros and their families. And we got to know each other very well. And people think a heroin addict isn't capable of this. No. One of these paises his skin looked like mine, dude. He had, on that needle, the haringa, bro. That haringa, horribly, you know what I mean? To the point, you know what I mean? All my scars aren't all the needle, but this dude had similar scars from drug use, and he was the biggest kingpin that I had ever met in my entire life. This dude had distribution all over the entire Southwest and California, and you would just think he was some weak junkie. Beautiful, the most powerful. I can honestly say of any gangster that I met in my career, that man, his nickname was a Toro. That man was the most powerful gangster that I ever met. And he was just a meek-looking, small human being. Yo, but yeah, that dude had distribution. Yeah, and the other dude, you know what I mean? I don't know if, I don't want, yeah, that's an alias too, but anyway, so just because of respect to you and your family and your kids. You know what I mean? Toro didn't ever. I don't think he had kids, or if he did, he never exposed them to me. But the other cat, you exposed. You know, I'm not gonna. We'll call you. Uh, what should we name you? And you too. You and your family, your uncles and all that were beautiful people, man. And yeah. And I look back when I first started dealing with these dudes, they wouldn't sell me anything more than grams for full price. And I remember I was like, "No, I want an ounce, bro. I ain't no bitch that's gonna be ain't turning me out." And they were like, at that time period, they were like, "No." But we worked together for so long that they, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the Sinaloa cartel too. It's like it didn't happen overnight. It's like trust. And then they saw, whoa, you know what I mean? It's just everything was the correct fit. And when I say that, like, I'm just being honest. I never saw anybody from the people that I worked with. I've witnessed many people get murdered in Mexico, but not my people. You know what I mean? Not the people that I worked with. It was always being there in bars or something else that would occur, gun battle, whatever would occur. It was always on the outskirts of other factions, other people that were into that kind of stuff. But the guys that I worked with, I never once witnessed them so much harm the hair on somebody else's head. They were smart men that used their brains. And if they did have Sicarios, which I know they did, you know what I mean, it's part of their life, but like it was people on the outskirts. It wasn't them. You know what I mean? They wanted nothing to do with the violence. They were there for their families. And, you know, Hispanic people, Mexican people, you know what I mean? That's how they are. Italianos, you know what I mean? Like, we're warm-blooded and family, bro. We're about family, and that's how Mexicans are. You know what I mean? They do what they do to survive. You know what I mean? Are there some sick animals out there? Hell yeah. But even those guys, a lot of it's out of love, dude. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, I saw this most horrific thing. Man, I don't want to go into it. And I sat there. What motivates that dude to do that? Is it evil? I've never met an evil human being. Well, I just never met him, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what motivated him, but the dude, it's just the most horrific act. And I was like, am I capable of doing that? Yes, 100% for the right reasons. Not for the wrong reasons, not for the evil reasons, you know. But nah, actually I'm not, because anyway. Shut up, Matthew. So I never wanted to end up with the cartel. I could have done that at 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old. Like I said, I think it was my freshman year. I had just gotten out of jail. Yeah, it was my freshman year when I got introduced to the two Paisa Connects, Sinaloa cartel connections. This is when the time period when Guadalajara had fallen, and Beltran Leyva was kind of pushing into Phoenix, and then Sinaloa just hit hard. And I was in and out of the holding cells in Madison during that whole time period. Juvenile. I was, with Armando. ¿Qué pasó, Armando? Not my Armando, but Armando from Juvenile lockup, bro. The homeboy, Armando was 16 years old, and he got caught with a big-ass Chinese food with a large, quart container full to the brim with crack cocaine, slanging rocks all over Avondale at 16 years. I don't even think he was 16. He was like 15 years old, and like all over the papers and stuff. Yeah, connected, Paisa Connect, bro. And I remember we were all locked up in Durango together. We had the best time. Me, him, Boxer from Wedgwood, and Marlon, and I can't be saying people's names like that, dude, because who knows where they're at in life, man. But yeah. I know Jesse Gutierrez. He don't give a fuck, because he would tell everybody, my grandmother, she's a big-time heroin dealer down on the south side. She just sits on the stoop and hustles heroin all day. That's what he would tell people. You'd meet him, and you'd shake his hand. He'd be like, yo, what's up, homeboy? I'm just letting you know my grandmother's this major drug dealer on the south side, and she just slangs heroin all day. They call her, abuelita, you know what I mean? Like, and she just slangs heroin. You know what I mean? Ask him. Ask the guard right there. He knows my grandmother. That's how this dude was. He didn't give a fuck. None of us gave a fuck, bro. We were just like, what? We were just human beings that had the hardest lives. We were little boys. Looking back, we were little boys that thought we were men. People in there for bodies, bro, for everything. You know what I mean? Professional car thieves. There's one white dude from up on Moon Valley area, bro. This dude just sat there and he's like, yo, this is how, you know what I mean? Like, I was already stealing cars, but this dude was a professional, and I was just soaking it all in, dude. He was like, 15 different ways to hotwire and crack a column and just, you know what I mean? And it was like the beginning of, like, bypassing security systems and all that back then. And I was already, getting, stereo decks out of, the dealerships and all that stuff. And Yeah, dude, we were just people, boys that came from broken homes, and the guards were beating us. I remember the young black kid in the cell next to me. They broke his arm and they broke his ribs, and you know what I mean. And that's what it was. I mean, I went at it with the guards also in there, and yeah, that's what it is. We were all preparing. You know what I mean? We were all preparing for Adobe Mountain, and, you know, Fourth Reich and the Crips and the blood. I mean, all that stuff. You mean the essays and you know the Pisces, the West Coast politics, you know what I mean? The West Coast politics. And we were all preparing ourselves for our futures. But luckily for me, I saw it. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, no, dude. You know what I mean? Like, if I go into this, I ain't ever coming out. And I knew that. 14 years old, I looked around and said, well, first of all, only maybe a couple of these dudes, you know what I mean? Out of all of them, actually, that's not true. Boxer, bro, was about that life. He was different, but like, damn, looking back, if I would have made a crew out of all of us, shit, we would have been the most powerful criminal faction on the face of this planet. Boxer, Jesse, Marlon, homeboy from the Crips from over in West Side City with the Jerry curl. I can't remember his name, bro. Armando, the young cat. There was this young kid. This kid was like 13. He was like 13, just blasted his entire body in there for 2 bodies. His entire face, everything just blasted up. I think it was from Mini Park, or he was a white boy too. He was a wedo, bro, but he was an essay. And I don't know what gang. He was either from like Mini Park. He was from somewhere like in the Alhambra section, if I remember correctly. And this kid, I think if I remember correctly, he was facing 2 bodies for pulling the trigger on other gangsters. And he was like 13, dude. The kid was like 13. And I just looked at him just like, damn, dude, thank God I fought against it, man, because he gave into it. I mean, I could tell he had just as much abuse and, you know, sexual abuse and physical abuse. And don't get me wrong, I only had 1 sexual abuse incident in my entire life. Nothing went in my butt, so don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. It's between me and God what took place, but don't put that on me, because nothing went in my butt, and I hand to God, I would admit if that happened. No. And believe me, them 2 motherfuckers, that fucking pedophile nun and priest, I hunted them to the ends of the earth. I shipped 2 hot Glocks to New York just for those 2. And thank God I didn't. Well, yeah, thank God I didn't find them. Thank God they were already dead by the time. I mean, they were old as fuck anyway, dude. It's king of the perverts, bro. What? Catholicism. I'm not saying everybody that's Catholic, but yeah, what? A nun and a priest. What? A nun feeds 2 little boys to a priest, and they sit there and they both do depraved acts and make us do depraved acts to each other as little 4-year-old, 5-year-old boys, whatever the hell we were. What kind of broken, destroyed, vile, just dysfunctional, evil, disgusting, repulsive human being, broken. What in this life could make a human being so deprived? That's what I think. These they feed off the energy of children, the purity. Wow, that's the devil, bro. That's the devil. That's what it is. Because we are full of energy and we're pure as kids, and they're so corrupted, and they want to corrupt everything that's pure. Wow. That's the mindset, bro. Holy shit, I never even thought about that before. And they know by doing that, it'll create more wow, it's so methodical. They know by doing that, it's going to send more corruption into this world. You understand what I'm saying? And then the secrets, and then like, yeah, if you look, it all came out of Italy, dude. Like, not all of it, but a lot of it came out of Italy and Rome. It came out of Rome. The mafia, omerta. You never betray if they rape you, if they molest you, no matter what they do to you, you never expose it. You never betray, because what does that do? It just creates more dysfunction and sickness in this world. Like they say, in the darkness. You know what I mean? Bring it out into the light. Damn, methodical, dude. The people that run this world are so methodical, and the average human being has no idea. But anyway, to finish it off, I was knee deep in, at this point, Gumeros, traveling in and out of Mexico to the mountains, to the Sierra Madre Occidentals, or however you pronounce it, Orientals. I used to just call it the Orientals, but it's like Occidentals. The mountain range that runs from Nayarit all the way up to north. You know what I mean? For I don't even know, 1,000 miles, maybe 1,500 miles, and Lordsburg and all that, bro. Just yeah, that whole area in Arizona, Nogales and Algodones and Luceville and all of it. Sonoita and San Luis and Mexicali and all of it, bro. Like the back of my hand. And anyway, so I used to just go when the stress got to be too much. I would just go to that carniceria on Rose Lane and 43rd Avenue, and I would just go to the counter and I would get a Fanta, an orange Fanta, and like 3 or 4 carne asada tacos, and I would just enjoy them. And then when I got with the Sinaloa cartel, the Culiacan faction and the Guasave faction of the Sinaloa cartel, my new place was Carniceria or Europan Carniceria, I can't remember the name of it. It's on 67th and Bethany Home Road, next to the Dolce Vita, to the candy shop and the Raspado shop. Everything right there was everything that I needed, bro. Like the Mexican culture that kept me alive, you know what I mean? And I got to know people that worked in that complex. Yo, they almost helped me birth that baby, bro. We lined that whole thing up out of that complex through my people down in Mexico to have that baby born that I shared about in another video. And I think about that woman that helped me, that was translating for me, and that helped me get everything set up. And I just met her like that. Like, that's how I met her. I said, ma'am, listen, there's a baby about to be born addicted to heroin. I need your help. And this woman, I said, I will pay you money. At the end of it, she said, no, I don't want your money. I don't want your money. And I was like, yo, I feel you. And I said, whatever. What I did is I went and bought a bunch of candy from her. I'm exposing too much. But anyway, she had nothing to do. It was a baby being born addicted. She was a legitimate human being, wasn't tied in with organized crime or nothing. I just asked her for a favor, and she did it. So I went and bought a bunch of candy, and then I went all over my complex in West Phoenix, handing out candy to little kids. Get them, yo, here. I mean, everything. The corn, the corn's covered in the chamoy. You know what I mean? I love those, bro. The chamoy covered corns, bro. The candies, the lollipops, and you know what I mean? And it was the same thing. I would go into that place, Carniceria Europan on 67th and Bethany. Dude, if you are, both of those carnicerias were my carnicerias, bro. And if you're there in Phoenix right now, in Glendale, and you have time, stop by there, bro, and have a taco for me. Because when I'm back in Phoenix, I'm hitting both of them places. And I'm going to have some carne asada tacos, some, pollo asada, and, carnitas and all of it, bro. And I'm going to enjoy the culture I love. I mean, I love all cultures, but the Mexican culture, because, it's just dear to my heart, bro. It's dear to my heart. Kind of like, soul food, because of my New York experience, soul food. And I remember being this little juke joint, and my white ass was like, yo, I never tried hog mogs, or no, chitlins. And it's this juke joint on Liberty and South in Newburgh, New York, and they didn't clean them good enough. And they literally tasted like pig shit. And I was like, yo, this is what you people like? I was like, you like the taste of pig shit? And then a black dude, he's like, nah. He's like, yo, listen, it's been a very busy day today. We're trying to get food out. We didn't have time to clean them correctly. Believe me, this is not he's like, you got to try them again because this batch right here is disgusting. He straight up admitted it. He was one of the cooks there. And I was like, okay. I was like, I thought maybe you guys like the taste of pig shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I never tried them again. But the woman, that beautiful black woman, she made the best fried chicken out of that juke joint, bro. Anybody that doesn't know a juke joint, it's an illegal bar, restaurant, you know what I mean? A juke joint. We just set it up and we just, you know what I mean? Nah. Shut us down if you want to, but you know what I mean? We're gonna do what we got to do to survive, because ain't nobody looking out for us but us. You know what I mean? And yeah, same thing. Very fond memories, man. And it's crazy. My father used to tell me stories about soul food stories in Bed-Stuy, and it's cool that I got the same stories now as my father. Anyway, yo, that carniceria, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. The guacamole sauce, and it's so delicious, dude. The pico de gallo and the roll. I mean, oh man, all of it, bro. All of it. They got that bar in Europan. They got that little bar right there that they got all the toppings and the fixings and the radishes and the carrots that are soaked in chili peppers, all of it, dude. Much love to all the good Mexicanos. You know what I mean? The paisas, bro. The cholos, you know what I mean? Chicanos, all across America, Mexico, in this world. You know what I mean? I got the same love for Boricuas also. Boricuas, even Dominicanos. I never did. Bro, people get caught up in all that petty bullshit. I'm like, yo, dude, I love cultures, bro. And there's good people in every single culture. And I am so grateful that I got to experience so many cultures. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, what is it? Tikka masala, bro. This dude from Sri Lanka took me down to Queens because I was like, yo, because I always heard from Family Guy, tikka masala. I think it was Family Guy. And I'm like, yo, I want to try tikka masala. And he's like, yo, I got the best place right in South Ozone Park area. He's like, I got the best place to take you to. And me and this dude from Sri Lanka, who I went and tried to track down recently, man, took me to church. He took me to church. He's the one that physically took me to church, that invited me into Christ. I didn't get it right there. And he said it, you're not ready yet, bro. He said it. He said, someday, nah, that's for me and him. Prophet. This dude's a prophet. You know what I mean? Everything he said came true, and I didn't try to make it come true. This dude told me exactly what was going to happen. And 4 years later, he said it to me, you're not ready yet. It's not your time yet, but it will be. Beautiful, bro. Yeah. And the people that say God ain't real, no, you're not plugged in. You're not plugged in. I feel, not that you can't be. Run at some bullets. I mean, that's an analogy, but that's what I did. I physically ran at bullets many times in my life. I physically ran and rushed in on 20 men and fought them all at once. 10 men, 15 men, 20 men, over and over and over again. And there's people on my friends list. You know what I mean? People say, that sounds like horseshit. No. There's people on my friends list that witnessed it over and over and over again. Over and over again. And every single time I look back now, it wasn't because of me. It was because one of my friends, one of my male friends, one of my homies, one of my female friends, we were in a car, two, you know what I mean? Two girls and my homeboy, you know what I mean? While 20 dudes started running at us in Rockaway. Is it either East Rockaway or Far Rockaway from the night of that bridge? When, you know what I mean? Anyway, let me not go into that. Yeah, I just hopped out all by my lonely. My homeboy hopped out too, and he ended up getting nightsticked across the face by the police. But 20 dudes surrounded me. I never got hit one time. I had a pair of brass knuckles. And by the end of that, damn near 15 of them just were leaking, bro. Leaking. Their entire faces just destroyed. And they were like, what do you got, rings on? And I'd already tucked the knuckles back in my pocket. And I was like, nah, what are you guys talking about? I got no rings on. I'm like, what? Nah, fist, bro. I hit you with my fist. Nah, you got brass knuckles across your fucking faces. You know what I mean? That's what happens when 20 dudes try to jump one man. You know what I mean? You deserved what you had coming. And you know what I mean? They were all guineas, bro. They're all guinea dago wops just like me. You know what I mean? And peace to Far Rock. And I hope, honestly, I sincerely hope your face is healed up and I didn't leave permanent scars. You know what I mean? Because you were just young men too, you guys started that shit, bro. You jumped my homeboy because your girl, one of your women made out with him. I saw the whole thing. He didn't make out with her. She made out with him, dude. He probably had no clue that she had a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Females, bro. Some females. You know what I mean? Dogs. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I can't wait to eat Carne Asada tacos. Carne Asada tacos in Grandel and Finagetta. Peace.